Welcome to WP Coffee Talk. Thank you to all of our sponsors, and especially to our espresso level sponsors, Helix Managed WordPress Hosting, for both their sponsorship and for hosting our site, and to Expander Digital for both their sponsorship and providing SEO services to us. Now enjoy the episode. Welcome to the next edition of WP Coffee Talk. I get to talk to people all over the world, and Saturdays when I record is usually when I talk to people who aren't in my same time zone, because when I record in the evenings, it doesn't work for people who are on the other side of the world like you are today. So I am excited to speak today to one of my new friends through Twitter, I think was how we met, Bhargav Mehta. It's nice to meet you. Thanks for being on the show today.
It's nice to meet you too. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. So usually I ask somebody to show me their mug. You don't have a mug to show me today, so I'm going to show you mine. So this is my mug from WordCamp Hamilton in Canada. And this is from when I spoke last year in Hamilton. And today it's still, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon here, so I'm drinking coffee. So I won't, if I was later, I would not be drinking coffee because I don't want to be up all night. But it's still early, so I have coffee with cream and sugar today.
Cool.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So I work at Krisha Web. Krisha Web is one of the digital agencies working on WordPress and other CMS platforms, right? I work as a functional consultant over there. My role includes everyday communication with the client, which includes hearing their problems and giving them their solutions, right? Uh, my role include is some kind of a business analyst role, but it has some technical parts also, because I come to configure the backends of their system, the admin panel of their system. Example, if a customer comes in and says, I want to install this kind of plugin, I can do it from on my own, right? So I just can do that uh, to suffice the requirements.
That's wonderful. So you get to work with the customer directly, which is always
Yes,
nice. That's
yes.
great. So how did you get started with WordPress? I know you do more than WordPress, but let's talk about WordPress for a little bit. How did you get started with WordPress?
So my interest started 4 years back. I don't completely do coding, but my interest in learning WordPress started 4 years back when I was a developer, right? I have been into development for more than 4 years. Then I switched my profile because I thought that getting interacted with the customers is more that I feel, and I feel confident on that. So with WordPress, it was my first project, a small tweaking and all, a small site for a school college, which came as a project, and then it began and it began. Then I attended WordCamps. My first WordCamp was WordCamp Mumbai in 2017. Then I attended. Uh, I got a chance to become an organizer for WordCamp and Ahmedabad in 2017 itself. Then in 2018, I spoke at WordCamp Udaipur. Then in 18, I was volunteer in Ahmedabad, and in 2019, yes, I am again a organizer in WordCamp Ahmedabad.
That's wonderful. So you have a pretty rich 4-year history with WordPress then. It seems like you jumped in with both feet, as we say, and just started with it and continued. That's
Yes,
wonderful. That's wonderful.
I
When you think, go ahead.
yeah, I also organize regular meetups in our city, that is
Mhm.
Ahmedabad. Uh, we have been organizing like since 3 years now,
Mhm.
and we have not missed a single chance to do it monthly.
That's
So we do
wonderful.
it monthly.
That's great. How many people do you have attending?
So last meetup we had almost 50 plus attendees.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes,
Congratulations. You're growing a wonderful community there. I love it.
thank you.
That's wonderful.
And this year for WordCamp Ahmedabad, we are hoping to have almost 800 plus attendees.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Someday I hope to visit WordCamps around the world. So you never know. Maybe I'll show up at yours someday.
Sure, sure.
That'd be great. When you look at WordPress websites or websites in general across the internet, what are some things that you think that we need to do to improve our websites, make them stronger and better for our end users?
So first thing first, that is the color combination.
Mhm.
The color combination or the UI should not be contrasting or should not be in same flow, right? That the user cannot understand or user cannot interact with it.
Mhm.
The website should speak about itself. It's not that we need to go and search everything on the website, right? It should speak about themselves. So that is what I feel like most of the users forget about SEO, meta, adding an alter tag to the image. If I am a disabled person, I won't be able to interact with it, right? If the alter tag is not there or if the title are not properly given, right? So
Mhm.
I guess accessibility should be one of the main part of the website. Another part I feel is keeping it simple. I believe in keeping it simple, right? So website should be very simple and very uh, lucrative, right? I like white backgrounds than black backgrounds or any color backgrounds,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
I like icons on the website. So that's what I like, and I prefer that keeping it simple
Mhm.
and as short as possible.
I agree. I think that getting the information is more important than a lot of pictures, a lot of colors. So I think that's great. That's good advice. What's something that you wish you had known when you first started working with WordPress that you've learned since then that might have made your life a little easier?
Uh, while getting started, I would uh, have known about the community that exists already, right? I came to know about the community later on after 2 years
Wow.
of my career. So I guess if I had been introduced to the community earlier, I would have asked few questions and would be at another level. Maybe I might be a developer. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. When you think back over the WordCamps you've attended and the meetups and, speaking and listening to people speak and those kinds of things, what's a moment that was very meaningful for you? And tell us a little bit about what happened and what made it meaningful.
So meeting new persons every meetup or in every WordCamp is has been meaningful.
Mhm.
Meeting persons like Nirav Mehta, Rahul Bansal, Devin, uh, and some person like automaticians like Nagesh, Omkar. So
Mhm.
they have been an inspiration for me, right?
Mhm.
I look at them and prosper to become them, right? One day, but those are the chances we get in WordCamps or in meetups only. We don't get to see them every day.
That's
So
true.
I like about them.
That's wonderful. I agree. There's sometimes people that I get to see only at WordCamps, and when I get to see them and talk to them, it is very inspirational to be able to speak to them and spend time together.
Yes. I also wish to see Matt someday.
Matt Cromwell,
No, Matt Cromwell as
Matt
well as Matt
Mullenweg.
Mullenweg. Ah,
Sometimes I forget about Matt Mullenweg because my boss is Matt Cromwell.
I know about him.
We call him the other Matt. Yeah, so I've met Matt Mullenweg at WordCamps US before and had lunch with him. He just happened to sit at my table. He's a very nice man and
Yes.
very, very smart man. He knows a lot of things. For sure. For sure. So tell us a little bit more about what you do with your job and how you work with your customers.
So my customer base is like newbies into WordPress, or maybe someone who is an expert in WordPress who knows everything, just needs my help in some solutions. For example, one of my customer, we did do action last week. That is on
Mhm.
September 7th. Do action Ahmedabad. wherein it was an open table where we discussed with NGO that how we can uh, accept the donations using GiveWP plugin, right? So we convinced them to. There were few challenges that how will we accept the donations online, right? So we introduced them with GiveWP plugin. We talked with Devin and asked him if he can supply a few of the licenses, and Devin was very helpful for that, and we got 6 licenses issued on that day, uh, thanks to GiveWP. And we also convinced the NGO guys that this is what you can use and this is what we can give you, right? And I also taught them how they can configure the solution, right? How they can configure the donations. So that was a very interactive session with them.
That's wonderful. And so you did tell me that you also do things other than WordPress as well. So WordPress isn't always the best solution for every customer. Is that correct?
It depends on situation to situation, because I have faced many customers who say, no, I want a site in Magento only. It's an e-commerce website and I want that in this CMS only, right? So we have to propose them and we have to do it, right? But WordPress has been an ideal solution for small to medium enterprise projects. For large enterprise projects, I have not been encountered with any of such yet.
Yet. You never know. It could happen. That's wonderful. If you were to talk to somebody about building their own website, what are a few plugins that you might recommend to them?
So building first, I will know their requirements. If it's an e-commerce store, I will surely recommend WooCommerce, ETH wishlist plugin. Then then I will always suggest them to go for Yoast SEO, right? If it's a normal website that is of blogging and all, then I will recommend them with Rank Math SEO plugin. Then there is WordFence, which I will recommend to everyone because it's for the security purpose, right? Then there will be Block Vault and other backup plugins, which they need to take care. One thing I am looking into is AMP, Google AMP pages, right? So it's I will recommend them AMP looking at their business, but I will first need to research on it that how it can be implemented. So AMP is in also in my list. Then for some other websites who like donations, I will surely like 100% recommend GiveWP because it's the best donation plugin right now.
I like hearing that, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you can see right here, give.
GiveWP.
I actually have the logo as a tattoo on my hand, on my arm. So I like Give a lot. When you, at any point in your WordPress journey, have you had a mentor, somebody that either officially was a mentor or somebody that you looked up to and followed their, their career to learn more about WordPress and understand more?
No, as of now, I didn't have any mentor, but I follow few of the blogs that are of Zach Gordon. I follow Zach Gordon a lot, so he's one of them. Then I follow Westboss for JavaScript. So I don't have like mentor kind of a thing, but I follow Zach Gordon a lot for WP.
He seems to really know what he's doing.
Yeah.
For sure. Who is somebody that you admire in the WordPress community and why?
I admire a lot of people. Like there is a huge list of it. For example, I admire Jill because the thing the the area which she is focusing is on diversity outreach speakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is very difficult for us to get a speaker in local community. She tells us how we can get one, right? How we can
Mm-hmm.
train someone. So I
Mm-hmm.
admire her. Then I admire Hugh Leshbrook.
Mm-hmm.
He is a community lead right now. So I, looking at him expanding in the community, how he answers each and every question, right? That is
Mm-hmm.
something that is admirable. Aditya also does the same. I also look at him in our local area, right? So he is
Mm-hmm.
one of the lead organizers uh, of World Camp Mumbai and Pune, right? So he is mentor to our uh, World Camp also.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at him also, seeing that uh, he he takes an efforts and answers each and every questions, right? So then I admire Neo, because the translation team she is leading is very like, she is doing an excellent job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are a lot of people to admire in WordPress for
Yes,
sure. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. What's something that you would like to learn in WordPress that you haven't learned yet?
I haven't learned yet. It's development. I haven't learned 100% development into WordPress, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I have been core contributor a small patch here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
getting more security fixes or getting deeper into a WordPress code is something that I have never done and I would like to do.
Me too. I don't know any development either. but PHP is something on my bucket list, so I want to learn PHP just so that I can understand it better. So definitely one of those things. What's one of the biggest WordPress mistakes that you've ever made, and what did you learn from it?
The biggest WordPress mistake I have made is using an old plugin
Ah, okay. And what
which
happened?
broke the site. So never to use an old plugin.
That's right. Make sure you look on the plugin directory to see how old they are and when they were last updated, huh?
Yes.
At least hopefully you knew how to fix it. When I first did that, I had no idea how to fix it, and I was mortified and terrified that I had broken it forever. So
So I just disabled it.
yeah. I've learned that since then, but back then I had no idea what I was doing, and I panicked, and I was like, I was looking for friends. Somebody help me fix this. I don't know what I did. They just like, changed the name of it in the plugin directory, and I was like, oh, well, that was easy. But yes, looking for the right plugin is definitely important, and looking how old they are and how often they're supported is very important also. What's your proudest WordPress moment?
What's my
Your
precious
pro- your proudest WordPress moment?
proudest moment is speaking at WordCamp Udaipur.
What was your topic?
My topic was, I was in the panel discussion for Gutenberg.
Ah, okay. So do you like Gutenberg?
Yes, I like Gutenberg, but it's still in baby steps, or it's still an infant. So we'll see how it is progressing. So I keep
Mm-hmm.
following it, what's new and what's updated. So
Yeah.
let's see how it grows.
I've been learning it so that I can teach it here in Rochester, where I am in New York, and share it with other people and try to be very positive about it. But there are still times when I revert back to Classic Editor because I can't figure out how to do something. So so I go back and forth a little bit with it still. But I think overall it's moving in a very good direction. Do you agree? Yeah,
Yes, I
that's wonderful. Let's see. What if you weren't working in web and technology? What's another career that you might like to try?
What's another career I might like to try is building a community.
Oh, okay.
I would like to grow, like, I would like to mentor someone who wants to be a part of community, right? Also, here in meetups, what we do is we do networking, right?
Mhm.
So building community is something I would take up as a career.
That's wonderful. I think that we need more people to really pay attention to how to build community, not just
Yeah.
expect that it's going to build itself. So I think that's a very good
It,
point.
it takes a lot of efforts and regular meetups so that everyone joins in. There might be people who drop off, right? So they will be there someday when it is big. So
Hmm.
let's wait for them.
Absolutely. What's something on your bucket list?
I want to travel to a place wherein I can spend 15 to 20 days uh, without internet or without mobiles. A
That's,
lot more greener and quite a place.
yeah, like maybe a cabin in Colorado.
Yeah.
Would be perfect. I make myself take vacation every once in a while, and I leave my laptop at home, and I only have my phone to take pictures and communicate with my family. But I don't look at, I take email off my phone, I take Slack off my phone, and I only use it for things like family, and to, to record photos and videos of the vacation. And when I get back, it's always like, oh my goodness, 2,000 emails and 5,000 Slack messages, but that time, away from technology like that is really important. I think you've got a very good bucket list item. I think that's a great thing to focus on
Yes.
for sure. Tell us or show us something that is one of your hidden talents that people in our community might not know about you. Do you sing? Do you do magic? Are you a dancer?
None of the above.
No, nothing. No hobbies. Do you have any hobbies? Things that you enjoy doing?
So I do reading a lot.
Hmm.
I do reading of books. Like I'm currently reading a book, Unposted Letters. It's a
Hmm.
great book.
Oh,
I just
good.
started it 2 days back, so getting in.
So when you read books, are you reading paper, like actual physical books, or are you
Yes,
reading books digitally?
no. I read books physically because that is how I interact, right?
I can honestly say the last 4 or 5 books I've read have all been on my phone. And I read them on my phone and just keep swiping, 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 swiping. Mostly I read on vacation or on the weekends. And if I'm traveling, I don't want to take a bunch of books with me. So everything is on my phone that way, and I just download them and have them to read. So I miss though sometimes actually having a physical book that I can flip through and put a bookmark in and things like that. So I should probably do that more often, like you're doing.
So one thing in mobile books is or electronic books is that we might get distracted in the middle.
This
So
is true.
the reading link goes away in physical books. If it's okay, if we are done for the day, we just bookmark it and close it up.
Yeah, no, that's really good advice. And there's something about the way a real book smells too. The ink and the paper, you don't get that on your phone.
That's true.
It's very true. So, is there anything else you'd like to share about your job, about your life, about the community that you'd like to share before we wrap up for today?
No, I
We've
don't
said it
have
all.
any. No.
So then tell us how we can find you online, your website, social media, Twitter, all of that.
So you can find me on Twitter. It's I am Bhargav Mehta. It's my Twitter handle. You can find me online on Facebook also. The same I
Mhm.
am Bhargav Mehta. Also, you can connect me on Slack, WordPress Slack at Bhargav Mehta, and You can also you can connect to our official website, that is krishaweb.com.
Very good. Fantastic. Well, I know it's very late where you are. I want to thank you so much for being with me today, sharing your WordPress story. That's one of the things I love about my podcast is I get to share the stories of people all over the world. I can see out your window that it's very dark. And yet it's not even 2 o'clock in the afternoon where I am. So it's very sunny where I am. So thank you so much for staying up to talk to me today. Appreciate it. And look forward to posting your episode hopefully in the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you so
It,
much.
it was nice talking to you, and have a sunny day.
Yes, thank you. It was nice talking to you too. We'll see you online.
Thank you.
WP Coffee Talk with Michelle Frechette is a proud supporter of WP and Up, whose mission is to support and promote positive mental health within the WordPress community. Visit their website at wpandup.org.